Hey guys, Connor Kokona here. Are you sick and tired of physical manga? You just look at that thing and you're like, wow, I spent all this money on it, and now I'm really poor as shit. I need that money back desperately. Well, if that's you, you're like me. I bought a ton of manga. I have videos on this channel of me spending way more than I probably should have spent on manga, and now I'm kind of realigning my collection goals. I'm thinking physical manga is not really mine, or something I want to keep in my collection. Much rather be spending all this money on Pokemon cards, as that's my current addiction. You know, you always fund your addictions. If you're not funding your addictions, what are you really doing in your life? As such, I've been selling off a ton of my manga. Some of it I sold on Facebook Marketplace, but a good chunk of it I've been selling on eBay. And while it may seem really simple and straightforward to be selling your manga on eBay, I figured there might just be some people that don't really have that experience. So today, I'm going to be selling my Pokemon Adventures Collector's Edition manga. I have volumes 1 through 10 of it, a complete set of it. I'm going to be selling it on eBay, and I'm going to be going through and showing you guys how I set it up, how I sell everything, and hopefully that can get you guys to better understand how to sell any of your manga as well. Alright, so I'm going to actually be going on my phone and showing you what I do on eBay on my phone. I use eBay on my phone to do all of my sales on eBay. I think it's just so much easier. I know you can also use the web browser, but then you have to take all the photos, upload it to your computer. Way more of a hassle. It's way easier to do it. So you're kind of able to see, I am currently looking at the Dialga V-Star from Crown Zenith, the gold. Apologies if there's any notifications that go on right now. Hopefully nothing docks myself. But the first step to trying to understand how to sell your manga is, firstly, you just want to go ahead and look up your manga that you're selling. So you can already see here recent, that's because I just looked it up. Pokemon Adventures Collection Edition, and I have it filtered to show. You can go over here and see. We want to be looking at, oh, where is it? Sold items right here. Sold, and it'll also do completed items. And this is going to tell you what's actually selling, and it says the day that's sold. So right here, December 29th, that's the day that I'm recording this video. You can see individual volumes here, but that's not what I'm selling. I'm selling all 10 volumes in a single sale. So if you want to scroll down a little bit more, right there we can see one sold on December 19th, volumes 1 through 10, English Viz complete set, sold for $171. We want to put that in our heads. 171. Okay, so this item that I'm selling has sold for $171. All right, now we see here one on the 15th sold for $130.56 with nearly $50 shipping from Australia, meaning that was about $180 shipping an item total. Another one right here, 125 plus 20, meaning 145. Next one, 166, free shipping. We're kind of getting an idea of where it's at. There's one down here, pretty low one. I saw this earlier, $75 plus 15, so $90 in total. That one was a pretty cheap, but for the most part, if you look at individual volumes, they're selling for about 15, and then selling all 10 volumes can range anywhere from about 100 to 150. Obviously, we're looking to get the most out of our money, so we're going to want to go ahead and do that 150 price. So now we're going to go ahead and start setting up the actual listing. Alright, so here we're on create a listing. That's going to be what you click. I just didn't want to show you before create a listing. It's going to show you all the information on my eBay, how much I've been selling in the past few months. I just don't really want to share that information with y'all. That's kind of weird. So hopefully you can understand that. But right here, I already had one take that kind of failed, so that's why like that. But we just want to go ahead and create a title. You want to make this as descriptive possible to give them a full idea what you're selling. So we're going to go ahead and say Pokemon. Man, I cannot type. Adventures Collector's Edition Manga volumes 1 through 10. And then I like to put complete if I'm selling the complete set. In all caps, it just kind of adds extra to that. After that, we're going to go ahead and add our photos onto the listing. I already took all my photos right now, so either you can do take photos or you can do upload photos. I'm going to go ahead and pause to upload all the photos, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so now we went ahead and got our pictures added in, so you can see kind of how I did my pictures. I did one showing all 10 of the volumes together, and then I went ahead and did a picture of each volume, the front and the back, just to give them an idea of the condition. Some people might ask for pictures of the spines as well, just because, you know, manga takes a lot of damage on the spines. Especially if you have notable damage on your spines, you're going to want to go ahead and take a picture of that. But as you can see on these volumes, the spines are quite good. There's a little bit of wear at the edge, but considering this is going to be a used set, that's just kind of what's expected. That's something that we're going to want to ahead and want to notate. But right here, you can go ahead and see that it's also filled in a category, single volumes. That's not what we want to do. Right now, I'm going to tell you, if you're selling manga, you want to put books and magazines, books, and there will be a very important reason on why you do that right now. I know it's not the most descriptive one to describe it, but there's a huge advantage if you list in books compared to if you list in manga. So go ahead and click continue. It's going to go ahead and pull other examples. If you do click on these, it does take the title from them, and fills in all the information. I don't really like that because I like my title. I make my titles. So we do list manually here, but even though I did that, it's still going to have a bunch of different stuff that you can kind of fill in here. So like you can see that it Viz Media, I can just click soft cover to fill that in. Collector's edition, United States, just fill in a lot of stuff. You kind of want to fill in what you can, but a lot of the stuff you don't need to fill in. After that, we'll just go ahead and click continue. Oh, we do need book title and author, which for mine is Hidenori Kusaka, as well as Mato. Just go ahead. If it's not listed on here, you can also just type it in and plus the plus button, and it'll go ahead and add it on there. But that just gets that information. That one's the required ones. As you can see up here, I missed that. Sorry. I'm not thinking the best at the moment, but I'm going to go ahead and get that listed. After that, we can go ahead and click continue, and that's whenever we get to the condition. Obviously, these have been on my shelf for many years. I've had these for at least 2 years, if not 3 or 4. Like new would not describe it, but I would say, looking at the condition, it's very good. When you're considering condition, look at the fact that you want to see, are the pages still white or have they been yellowed? Yellow typically occurs if this has been in the sunlight. For the most part, I don't keep my manga in the sunlight. I try and keep it away from the sunlight. So these have been kept in good conditions. There's also no yellowing or fading on the spine. The spine has minimal damage. So overall, I would be able to confidently say they're in very good condition. After that, we get into the listing summary, and this is kind of where we got to get to the more specifics of it. Luckily, it's already taken our title, the condition, all that kind of stuff. Item specifics, all that information we did. If you want to go ahead and add some more stuff in there, you can as well. But description is going to be a very important part. It's going to have your title automatically put in the description. Go ahead and just click return, and then we can notate stuff on this. So let's go ahead and say volumes have some minor wear on the spines, but it's very subtle. Just letting them know there is some minor wear on the spines if someone's really picky about that kind of stuff, but you don't really see it. That just gives them an idea if they want to message you or anything. Buyers on eBay are kind of silly. I've had a ton of instances whenever people message me on kind of stuff, but then I also have tons of instances where people will buy stuff and then afterwards message me, and it's like, what was the fucking point of that, man? Like, you're asking me questions afterwards. At the end of the day, though, buyers are buyers. Hopefully that works out, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. Next is pricing. eBay will go ahead and show you, well, firstly, there are a couple options. You have your buy it now option, or you can go ahead and do an auction with a buy it now, or just an auction. We're just going to put this for buy it now, because I'm going to go ahead and put a set price on it, and hopefully we can get some offers in on that kind of stuff. So it's showing you the pricing data. The pricing data is extremely finicky. More than likely, this pricing data is showing me right now is for a single volume, not considering all 1 through 10 volumes. That's why we went ahead and did our search earlier to try and get that information. So I already have a price in mind. I'm looking to get about $150 plus the shipping on this. And now, though, you'll see why I said that it was so important. Also, before that, let's go ahead and get this buy now. You can put your minimum offer in here. So the lowest that I'd probably be willing to sell this for is about $120. Anything lower, I think we're starting to get too cheap. I saw examples of them selling for $180. So I think my $150 price plus shipping is going to be really reasonable. But we can go ahead and click that. But this is why it matters. Right here, you can see USPS Media Mail. That makes a huge difference. A massive, massive, massive difference. I'm going to go ahead and show you why. So right here, this is just the package details. These are not the actual package details. I'm going to, after, in a second, pause the recording, get it packed, get the measurements in the weight, and then be able to put new package details. But just to show you guys real quick, $8.38 is for this package right now as media mail. Let's go ahead and click on our shipping service and say, I'm just going to do USPS Ground Advantage. Instantly, that $8 goes up to $11.75 at the lowest and up to $24.65. And I'm going to tell you right now, this package is probably going to weigh more than 6 pounds, and it's going to be bigger than what's listed there. So it would be even more. But media mail saves you so much money because USPS has that service to be a cheaper way of sending media, and books count as media. Unfortunately, eBay does not consider mangas to be books whenever you list it under that manga category. That's why I say you want to list it under books, because that's how you get that cheaper service. You're not cheating the post office or anything. Manga falls within media mail rules. You're not It's not against the rules. It's not against the law. You're not going to get in any trouble. They'll say it's books. They'll say you're good to go. But this will save you a ton of money. But I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording, get everything packed away, and then I'll be right back. All right, so got our package all right here. A couple tips on packaging. If you're knowing that you're going to be selling stuff, undoubtedly keep Amazon boxes. Biggest help. This one is actually one of my roommate's Amazon boxes. I saw it. Perfect. That's why I wanted to decide to go ahead and list my Pokemon Adventures manga, because I finally had a perfect thing. Another thing you want to avoid is having your items move around in the box. As you can see, this box shakes, but it's actually too big for my manga. The manga ends probably right around here. What I went ahead and did here is I had a bunch of extra packing paper, was able to stuff that in. You want to keep all your spaces filled in here, because if the manga moves around during shipping, there's a good chance it's going to get damaged. If it gets damaged, you can easily have buyers reaching out to you wanting refunds, whether that's a full refund or a partial refund. And if it is damaged, eBay will always side with the buyer in that case. You don't want to skip on packaging. If you skip on packaging and do cheap ways of packaging, especially do not put manga in a bag and just ship it out unless you're doing one volume and it's a bubble mailer. But if you're doing multiple like this, you want to put it in a box. You skip on packaging, you will pay later. It's guaranteed. All right, now we're back on eBay, and I really just want to drive it home to you guys. You can see right now my shipping cost for USPS normal mail is $18.80 to $55.05. Understand that shipping cost, the buyer's gonna just lump that shipping cost in with the actual price of the product, meaning that more than likely your product's not going to be able to sell as much if you have that high shipping cost. But once again, we can just go in, click on the wrong thing again, and go ahead and change that to USPS Media Mail, and it is $16.63. Easy. Way cheaper than the high end, and still actually cheaper than the lower end. Highly recommend, highly recommend using media mail if you're selling anything that's media, that's, you know, CD, record players, records, books, anything like that. Use media mail. It will save you money. But now that we're done with the shipping details, and I highly recommend you get shipping details taken care of beforehand, getting it packed away before you even list it, so that way you know what the price is going to be, because that way you can actually properly put it in the listing. You're pretty much done. After this, you just go ahead and push the listing through, which I'm going to go ahead and do real quick. And boom, with that, our listing is live and people can officially look and get it. It's that simple. Shipping on eBay is probably the most concerning part whenever it comes to selling on eBay. Obviously, if you're selling on eBay, you know, you feel a little bit comfortable with the internet thing, but at the end of the day, when you're shipping a product, there's going to be issues. I have issues all the time with people that I sell to on eBay. I don't just sell manga, I sell other stuff as well. But eBay gives me a lot of problems sometimes, but that's just how it is. You want to do everything you can to minimize that risk. That's why I say it's important. Don't skip on packaging costs. You will regret it later. But that's just a little guide to hopefully help you guys list something on eBay if you're looking to list it yourself. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop them down in the comment section below. Again, I'm not like some eBay guru. This is not like a full-time job I do. I'm not an eBay hustler, but I've listed a good amount on eBay and I feel pretty comfortable with the site. So hopefully, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. I hope that this guide kind of helps anybody out there trying to sell their manga on eBay. I know there's a ton of different places that you can do it. I think eBay is just a really dependable site and I recommend it. There's a lot of stuff on both the buyer and seller end that's good protections, making it a very trustworthy site to sell. Anyways, that's all from me today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.